Okay, good morning, girls.
Morning.
How are you today?
Tired?
All that? Yeah, me too. Okay, you remember how we've been seeing the perfect progressive forms of the verbs?
Yes.
Okay, Mariana, do you remember the simple present?
Not exactly.
The perfect progressive, you remember the structure, right?
No.
It's have,
Plus.
have what?
Have been.
Have been, yes. Have been plus
Verb.
the verb in what form, Yamile?
ING?
ING. We call this the infinitive form for our case. It's a very simple equation. This is how you use it for the simple present progressive, right? And simple past progressive, we saw the had. This one in past simple. Now for the future, we will use the auxiliary will. All right? It's very simple. It's the same. You already know the structure. I don't really need to teach it. You should know it. You should teach it to me. Let's see an example, all right? That's right. Daniel will have eaten a pie. This is the form of the future perfect progressive. But for this, we need two contexts. One before the saying what is happening, and one after the saying what is he doing it? Why is he doing it? For this one, we can say by the time I arrive to the restaurant, Daniel will have eaten a pie. Oh, I'm sorry, will have been eating.
So the subject or the object always goes before will?
The subject? The subject always goes before will. The object always goes after the verb.
Alright.
Here, this will be the object. Right?
And the infinitive verbs are the ones that ends on ing always.
Yes, always, every time. That's one of the nice verbs that you can always identify by ing. Alright? It's pretty simple. Now, what I want you guys to do is you're going to build a little story, per se, with two contexts. Alright? The first one will be the party context. Will be by the time I arrive to the party. This one, Paulina and Yamile, you're going to work on that one. And the other one is going to be by the time we finish school. Okay? This one's going to be for Mariana and Lorena. Just write 4 sentences between you girls.
Can I ask something?
Of course. Please.
Is the infinitive always written the same way as the gerund form?
Always written? Yes. It's the infinitive and the gerund. You can't tell them apart just by reading them. You're going to need the context to know it. The infinitive is going to be the verb. It's going to be the action with no end or beginning. And the gerund, it's the verb but applied as a subject. Okay.
By the time you arrive to the party, yeah. We'll have been dancing
By the time we
Teacher.
finish school.
Yes, Amelia.
Have been is always
goes after will. The auxiliary, it's always going to be, the form is always going to be subject, the auxiliary, and then have been, and then the verb. So it's easy to recognize it, right?
By the time we finish school, it's cool over there.
Japan, continuing with my learning, teaching for 3
Will have been.
It could be will, we will.
Yes, and the third conditional,
And can you give me an example? Please.
of course. By the time I arrived to the party, Hector would have eaten a pie. Would have been eating a pie.
And it's the same meaning?
No. You see, in the conditional, it's possibility. In this one, it's something most certain.
But it's a future verb.
It's basically the same form. You just use would instead of will. It's a different auxiliary, but it's, besides that, it's the same form.
So Giovanni will have been drinking soda.
Okay, you girls about done?
Mario,
Done.
All right. Can you please read 1 and 1 and 1 1?
All right. By the time we arrived to the party, Sylvia will have been dancing with Julian.
Jonathan will, sorry. By the time we arrive to the party, Jonathan will have been eating chips.
You can skip the by the time.
Okay.
Giovanni will have been drinking soda.
Mario will have been chatting with Jamile.
Very good. Thank you. You girls, you're next.
Okay, by the time we finish school, we will have been teaching for 3 years.
We will have been looking for a job.
Raquel will have been raising her child for almost 2 years.
We will have been thinking a master's degree.
About what? I'm sorry?
Have been thinking in a master's degree.
About a master's degree?
About a master's degree.
That's very good. Except the second one, you could use a reference of time. Can you read it again, please? The second one?
What was the second one?
The
Good
second
job.
sentence is
About a job?
Mhm.
Oh, about Raquel.
The job.
We will have been looking for a job.
Yes. It could use context like you used in the other ones for a month or 3 years, whatever. It makes a little bit more sense. So any more questions?
no.
Well, you guys got it, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple topic because it's just a formula base and you guys know the formulas. Okay, next. You guys can
Thank you.